Our lesson is about pattern drafting. A. Content standards. The learners demonstrate an understanding of the principles of drafting patterns in making garments. B. Performance standards. The learners draft a pattern in making garments following safety precautions. C. Learning competency. Apply the principles of pattern drafting in making garments following safety precautions. Learning objectives. 1. Enumerate safety precautions when drafting a pattern. 2. Apply safety precautions effectively while drafting a pattern. 3. Draft a pattern for a shorts wear based on actual body measurements. Today, we will quickly review what we already know about garments and safety before we start drafting patterns. We'll examine our own clothes and observe the design elements, then analyze a picture showing proper scissor use. Let's recall what we studied before. What are the elements and principles of design? Elements: line, shape, color, texture. Principles: balance, emphasis, unity, proportion, rhythm, guided recall. Observe your uniform. Identify design characteristics. Analyze comfort. Check a safety picture. Share observations. Uniform observation task. Take a look at your own uniform right now. Look at the lines. Are they straight? Curved? Does the shape fit well? Is the color appropriate and neat for school? Feel the fabric. Is it soft, thick, smooth, or rough? Do the parts look balanced and well designed? Picture analysis. Class, before we begin cutting our pajama patterns, we must review how to use scissors safely. Scissors are tools, and just like any tool, we must use them carefully so no one gets hurt. I want you to look at this image. It shows different rules that we must follow every time we hold scissors in the classroom. If there is anything you do not understand, please ask me first before cutting. We only use scissors when the teacher allows it and while I am watching so that everyone stays safe. Close. Close blades shut when you are done. Look carefully where you are cutting. Blades. Keep fingers away from the blades. Walk. Do not run with scissors in your hands. Stop. Stop cutting when you want to look up. Away. Cut away from the body in small strokes. Lesson purpose. You wear clothes every day. But have you ever asked yourself, how are these garments made? Before we sew anything, we must first create a pattern, like a blueprint or map for our fabric. We already studied design and how to measure our body correctly. Now we will use that knowledge to construct our very first pattern, pajamas or shorts. This lesson will help you understand how a flat piece of paper becomes the shape of real clothing. This could be the beginning of sewing your own clothes in the future. Unlocking content vocabulary. Let's understand some important words we will be using in this lesson. Pattern. Something designed or used as a model for making clothes. A pattern is like your blueprint or map when sewing. It shows exactly what shape your fabric should be before stitching. If you follow the pattern correctly, your garment will come out nicely, just like the design you planned. Fit. Be of the right shape and size. When clothes fit well, they don't feel too tight or too loose. They match the body's shape in a comfortable way, allowing you to move, sit, and walk without any problems. Accurate. It means correct, exact, precise. Being accurate means doing your work carefully so that every line, every number, and every cut is correct. Accuracy helps us avoid wasted fabric, wrong sizes, and mistakes while sewing. Pajama. It is a loose, lightweight piece of garment worn for sleeping. Pajamas are clothes you usually wear at night when you go to bed. They feel soft and light so your body can relax and sleep comfortably. Shorts wear. Pants that end above the knee or reach to the knee. Shorts are shorter than pants so your legs can move more freely, especially when it's hot or when you're doing activities that need a lot of movement like playing or exercising. Pattern drafting. Pattern making is the process of creating a blueprint of your garment. A blueprint is like a plan or a guide. Just like engineers make a blueprint before building a house, we need a pattern before sewing clothes. The pattern tells us the exact shape of each fabric piece we must cut so that the garment will be the right size, the right fit, and the right design. If our pattern is correct, the final clothing will look exactly how we want it to. Most common methods of pattern making. 1. Draping. This method is done by forming the fabric to a desired design of the clothes to be sewn. Draping is like sculpting with fabric. You place the cloth on a mannequin and shape it until it follows the design you want. This method is great for creating beautiful curves and unique styles because you see the shape of the clothing right away. 2. Flat. This method could be done manually using pattern paper, ruler, pencil, and other necessary materials to lay the pattern following accurate measurements. It could also be done digitally by using CAD software. Flat pattern drafting uses paper, rulers, measuring tools, exactly what we will be doing today. We draw the shape of the garment flat on paper, then cut the fabric following that shape. This method is commonly used in schools and factories because it is accurate, fast, and easy to repeat. Some designers also use computers to draw their patterns digitally using CAD software. Video viewing. Let's watch this video presentation on how to construct a pattern for a pajama. Visit Nice to Sew or It's So Easy YouTube page.
Dressmaking Lesson 5, Drafting the Basic Pajama Trousers by It's So Easy.
Pajama pattern making, front and back. Step-by-step drafting guide. First, prepare all the tools and materials. Tape measure, pencil and eraser, pattern paper, L square, hip curve, French curve, ruler, tracing paper and tracing wheel. Next, preparing the pattern paper. Fold the pattern paper lengthwise. Leave 10 cm allowance at the top edge of the paper before starting the construction line. Measurements needed. We use the same measurement from the given example from the video. Pants length, 86 cm. Crotch, 24 cm. Hip 2 to 92 cm. Allowance equals 25 cm. Bottom, 34 cm. Step 1. Mark point A on the construction line, horizontal, mark the starting point. Label this point as A. This will be the reference point for all measurements. Step 2. Pants length. From a downward, measure 86 cm, pants length. Mark this point as B. From point B, draw a horizontal line across the pattern. Step 3. Crotch line. From a downward, measure 24 cm, crotch length. Mark this point on the construction line as C. From C upward, measure 6 cm, 1/4 of crotch equals to 24 divided by 4. Mark this point as D. Draw a horizontal line through points C and D. Step 4. Hip measurement. On the C horizontal line, measure from C to the right. 1/4 of hip 2, 23 cm, plus 2 cm equals 25 cm. Mark the end of this measurement as E. Step 5. Duplicate hip width at waist. From point A on the construction line, measure 25 cm to the right, same as C to E. Mark this point as F. This establishes the waist width. Step 6. Inward adjustment. From point F, measure 1 cm inward, toward the construction line. Mark this new point as G. This slight inward move helps shape the waistline. Step 7. Connect G to E and mark point H. Use a ruler to connect G to E with a straight line. Find and mark the intersection of this slant line with the D horizontal line. Label this intersection as H. Step 8. Shaping the front crotch curve. From E on the hip line, measure 5 cm along the hip line. Mark this new point as I using a French curve. Connect H to I with a smooth curve. This forms the front crotch curve. Step 9. Bottom width. On the B horizontal line, hemline, measure from B to the right 1/2 of bottom circumference, 34 divided by 2, equals 17 cm. Mark this point as J. This is the bottom width of one leg. Step 10. Draw the inseam. Use a straight edge, or hip curve for a slightly tapered shape. Connect point I, crotch area, to point J, bottom. This line is the inseam of the pajama front. Transferring the pattern on the other side by tracing. Place tracing paper over the front pattern. Use a tracing wheel to trace all important lines and points to the other side of the pattern paper. This prepares the pattern for making the back part. We are now done with the front pattern. Now let's create the back pattern. Back pattern. Point 1. From point G, measure 2 cm inward. Mark this new point as point 1. Draw a straight line from E to point 1. Extend the line slightly beyond point 1. Back waist rise. Point 2. From point 1, measure 4 cm upward. Mark this as point 2. Connect point 2 to the corner of waist front crotch. This creates a higher back waist for better fit. Back crotch curve. Point 3. From letter I, measure 3 cm outward. Mark this as point 3. Using French curve, connect point 3 to the slanted line from E to 1. This shapes the back crotch, deeper and longer. Back bottom width, 0.4. From point J, measure 2 cm outward. Mark this as 0.4. Connect point 3 to point 4. Use straight ruler or hip curve. Follow the same tool you used for front and seam for consistency. Adding seam allowances. Use broken, dashed lines for allowances. Notes when cutting the pattern. First, fold the hem allowance, bottom, before cutting the inseam. Second, cut along the main pattern outline. Third, keep allowance lines for sewing reference. Situational questioning. How do patterns help ensure comfort, proper fit, and good appearance in the clothes you wear every day? A well-made pattern helps the clothing match the shape of your body so it doesn't feel too loose or too tight. It also makes sure you can move easily, bend, sit, and run without your clothes holding you back. Patterns also help choose the right shape for our climate, for example, cooler fabric shapes for hot weather. So we don't just make a garment, we make a garment that is comfortable, fits well, and looks right. Learner's takeaway. You can see a planner in this picture. Before we start any work, we make a plan. The same is true in dressmaking. A pattern is like our plan or schedule for sewing. If we cut fabric without a pattern, we will waste time, waste materials, and end up with the wrong shape. In real life, planning helps us succeed, whether in school, sewing, or any project. When you plan your tasks, you can manage your time better, avoid mistakes, and finish on time. So, as we learn pajama pattern drafting today, remember, good results always begin with good planning. Reflection on learning. A good plan implemented today is better than a perfect plan implemented tomorrow. Sometimes, we keep delaying our work because we want everything to be perfect. But the truth is, it is better to start now, even if it's not perfect, than to keep waiting and never finish anything. This applies to our sewing activity today. If we plan and start drafting our pajama pattern now, we can learn, correct mistakes, and improve. Waiting for the perfect moment, or the perfect pattern, will only delay your progress. The most important step in success is to begin. Formative assessment. Answer the following. 1. Enumerate 4 tools that are used in pattern construction. 2. State 3 safety measures when creating patterns. 3. Why is a pattern important? Performance task. Pattern construction for shorts wear. Objectives of the activity. By the end of this task, you should be able to 1. Draw a simple shorts design using elements and principles of garment design. 2. Take accurate body measurements for teenage short pants. 3. Draft a pattern for shorts wear. Your role. You are a couturier, young fashion designer. Your client requests a summer shorts collection. Your first mission is to draft a well-designed shorts pattern. Once the pattern is complete, use your creativity to select appropriate colors and designs that can be applied when making the actual shorts. Materials you will use. Manila paper, pattern paper, recycled papers like calendars. Pencil, tape measure, French curve, scissors. Specific instructions with time frame. Standard, rubric and criteria. Creativity. Demonstrates creativity in the choice of colors, shapes, and arrangement. Use of elements and principles of design. All elements and principles of design are applied in the output. Neatness. The output is free from erasures and unwanted marks. Speed. The pattern is submitted on or before the due date. Safety reminder. Before cutting your pattern, hold scissors properly. Keep fingers away from the blade. Cut on a flat table. No playing with tools.